Instagram. It's on. It's already hit it. Hey, everybody. This is Wade Anthony coming to you out of Dacula, Georgia. You know, I'm the mayoral candidate, the people's choice, running to challenge the Georgia, the Dacula dynasty. There's been a dynasty in Dacula. We've had one guy who ran the city for about 40 years. He died in office, and his replacement was not elected. His replacement was nominated. And in a city of about 4,000 eligible voters, 2 people on the city council put this man in his office. 2 people out of 4,000. And so this has been the situation here in Dacula. A small group of people, an oligarchy, has been running this town. And many people are fed up. Many people are fed up with the same old Dacula families running this town. And I've stepped up to run. But you know what is sad? People talk about they believe in democracy. But democracy is not something you say or you pay lip service to. You have to believe it. You have to live it. And so I'm very upset and concerned that voters are being turned away from the poll. There's a subdivision next to mine, and that subdivision is closer to City Hall than I am. And the voter was turned away. For what reason? Saying that they're not within the city limits. It's false. And if that is what they're doing, they're trying to steal the election, it's not going to happen. And I tell people, if you're a poll worker, do not participate in any kind of conspiracy to try and steal the election. Like I've said, if you want to believe in democracy, it's a full-time thing. It's not a part-time thing. We've been running ads. We have 100,000 views in the city of Dacula, a city of less than 7,000 people. 100,000 views. And so far, you have only 195 people that have voted as of last Friday. That is false. That is mathematically impossible. And we will catch you. Anybody who's been trying to steal this election, you're going to be caught. And the consequences for stealing election are severe. You know, like I've said, I come out of John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York. There are ways, there are techniques to investigate crimes. The terrorists that took down the plane over Scotland, over Lockerbie, Scotland, they thought they got away scot-free. But we traced them to a cloth that they bought in Germany. That's right. Everything has a signature. The seen and the unseen has a signature. The people who are trying to steal the election, they're part of this relic, thing of the past. They want to hold Georgia back. But let me tell you, my friends, you can't hold Georgia back. You cannot want to have companies like Porsche come to Georgia, because Georgia is in a strategic position where 80% of their customers are within a 2-hour flight from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia. That airport moves pre-COVID upwards of 95 million people. We have the Port of Savannah, one of the largest ports on the East Coast, trading with many nations around the world. You cannot want to have trade and hold on to the relics of the past. Coca-Cola is one of the most recognized brands around the world. It's from Atlanta, Georgia. You cannot want to have Coca-Cola go out into the world and you still want to hold on to the relics of the past. Let them go, or you're going to be pushed aside. We have in the Keula's front yard, we're getting ready to build a knowledge community. It's called the Royan Project. $1.15 billion will be invested to build this project, a massive knowledge infrastructure. It's going to focus on medicine, agriculture, and the environment. It's a research center. It's going to anchor Atlanta, Gainesville, and Athens. And within that triangle, it is estimated it'll be a $405 billion GDP. The Keula is right in the middle of that. It's right in our front yard. You want someone who understands technology, who understands the international community, to be your leader in the Keula, so we can take the Keula and take Georgia forward and not backwards. You have to let go of the past. These back-end deals that people have been making since 1905, the Keula was created. That has to stop. If you want to be part of the bigger picture, the $405 billion GDP that's going to be generated here in Georgia. The movie industry. We have worked hard for the movie industry to be part of the Georgia economy. $5 billion a year pre-COVID. Additional revenue stream being pouring into Georgia from the movie, because we have gone and we are dealing with the outside world. Transaction, credit card processing. About $4 trillion a year is being processed in Georgia. When people swipe their credit cards, their charge cards, those transaction companies are based here in Atlanta, Georgia, and the metropolitan Atlanta. We are known as Transaction Alley. You've heard about Silicon Valley, but in Atlanta, we have Transaction Alley, employing thousands of people. And so because I work in Transaction Alley, and many of my colleagues, they work in Atlanta. They live in the Keula. And so what I say to you, my friends, is that we have to gravitate toward the future and leave the past behind. Leave the relic. And so people who are trying to steal election, they need to stop. When people come and vote, you need to let them vote. The Delmar subdivision is right next to mine. That is within the city limits. Stop lying. Stop saying you're giving people provisional ballots, because you're not. You're not. Allow the people to vote. Let them vote. Don't play with me. Do I look like somebody to play with? Do not play with me. Stop the steal. Stop it now. That's right. Stop it now, now, now. 100,000 people, 100,000 impressions we have had in the Keula. It is mathematically impossible that the needle is not moving in terms of people coming to vote. But now we know why. Because there are individuals in the city who are trying to steal this election. And so you can't go back to these relics of the past, these childhood techniques, because they won't work. You're caught. So stop it now. And my people, I tell you, at the end of this election, there's going to be a massive landslide. And they know it. They have felt the ground shaking. The ground has been shaken because the earth's been moving, because there's a massive landslide that's coming. The old relics, they need to step aside or they will be pushed aside. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be back on later to talk more about this election. Thank you very much. Engineer, we off? Okay.